Deck 3, Moonlit Fusion. Alright, let's go! This is one of my most favorite decks. This is the reason why I decided to just get off my butt and do this. I saw too many videos of people talking about Lunalight, but this isn't where I show you the cool new build. Alright, look at the title of the video. Yeah, this is just so I could archive the deck, how it is before the new support. I am going to go ahead and get the new support whenever I can and amp up the deck, and I'll make a brand new profile. I gotta save these images now that I think about it. So that's the up and up with this deck. So just once more again, you did read the title correct. This is pre-Duelist. Was it Advance? I forgot the name of the set. Awkward, right? Anyway, this is pre that. This is just so we can have a time capsule of all these decks before the new support hits. That's also why the next video will be, of course, Decks of the Night 4 with my Synchro deck before the new Yusei support, because I'll probably most likely, I have a feeling, use that. But also, this can also be a cool little reference people can use for their Lunalight decks to see how it looked without the support and how it looked with the support. I'm probably even going to come back here myself. All in all, let's get to it. There is one last thing I want to add before we get to it. This deck is not put together. I took it apart. I put it back in my binder because I'm waiting for the new support. Same thing happened with my Stardust deck. I'm going to say this again for the Stardust one probably. So it's going to be way more faster, and I'm just going to be telling you the copies. So this is how it's going to be presented to you. I didn't want to get out all the copies, but it's going to be 3 copies of Lunalight Fusion. And some cards I have to go find, and I'm not going to do all that. So I'm actually going to have to cut them in. I cut the video you're going to see, basically. But 3 copies of Lunalight Fusion, super important to this build of the deck. Only time I'm going to phrase that way. The next 2 cards are going to be 3 ofs. 3 Emerald Bird and 3 Yellow Martin. So why are we running 3 Bird, why are we running 3 Martin? Let me give you the little rundown right now. Because there's an old Duel Links combo where you normal summon Bird, pitch Martin, search the fusion, get your combos going. Kinda. So this deck kinda steals from that. But it is 1 Serenade Dance and 1 copy of Serenade Dance, as I was saying. You want 3 copies specifically of Foolish Burial Goods. You want to send the previous card and Lunalight Perfume, which we are running at 3 copies to get their effects off. Perfume is not a once per turn. I do think the trap card is, and I mean a hard once per turn. 3 Black Sheep. Yes, 3. We want to add the next card, which we use 2 of, and that is going to be Polymerization. You also want Black Sheep because when you fusion summon, Black Sheep can get you back a Pendulum, and I think Black Sheep can also just use her effect to get you back a Pendulum if it's in the graveyard as well. Speaking of Pendulums, you want 2 copies of Wolf, and you also want 3 copies of the next card, super crucial to the deck, and that is Chick. Usually, if you're not summoning out Bird, you're normal summoning Chick using her effect and sending whatever you want to send. The deck's a very, very, very free-flowing type of deck. I'm not even gonna lie. There's no set combo, no anything. It's just do what you do, kill your opponent. Tiger. 1 Tiger. Yes, 1 Tiger. 3 Allure of Darkness. And this is kind of why it's 1 Tiger, because sometimes, even though there's only 3 light monsters, I end up seeing a light monster. It is crazy how many times that happens. 1, and yes, 1 Tenki, and that is because you can search out Tenki. How? You'll see in a second. But 1 Lunalight Cat Dancer, because, A, sometimes she's really good. I'm not even joking. Cannot be destroyed by battle, sometimes it's just a goat. You want 3 Panther. Yes, 3 Panther. We're going super hard into the Lunalights. You want 1 Saber. I think Saber is good at 1. Maybe in the new Lunalight build, 2 Saber, maybe 3 Saber, who knows? The night's the limit, right? We'll all be dancing in the moon. 1 Guardian Chimera. He really helps, honestly. Either help breaks board or more draws. 3 Leo, because Leo is the star of the deck. You want 3 copies of her. You're trying to fusion summon into multiple copies even. So 3 Leo. I assume I'm going to be using like 3 Liger in the future as well. All these cards from here on out is going to be 1 copies of. So there you go. I do want to explain though something very important. I used to use Appaloosa to help with going first, but I decided to ditch that, and I now put in Zeus for more of a defensive play if I can't kill my opponent. And instead of Appaloosa, I put in the one Barrel Dragon. With Barrel Dragon, you kill even more. Mega downside is that this deck is Glass Cannon E because of that. What you're looking at, by the way, is the cards you should have altogether. You should have 31 cards in your main deck and 15 in your extra. Why did I do this? Because I did leave out a bunch of cards, and that is so that big old space you see, you, my friend, can fill that out however you want. I would suggest Forbidden Droplet, 3 copies of, Kaiju, the Dark Kaiju, 3 copies of, for synergy with the Alert of Darkness, and maybe some Lightning Storm and a Harpy's Feather to clear out back row and possible monsters, just maybe. But that's my take on it. If you go to the Neuron link down below, the deck should already have that. It should already be public. And this goes out, well, no, I'll probably leave it in the comments, but since I'm recording it, I'll say it anyway. All the decks will be updated in real time, so if I do have the new support, this deck will no longer be this deck on the Neuron app. It will be the updated version of it. If I take out a card because I'm experimenting and I decide to leave it as an update, it's going to be updated. This video is again to art. So there's a rule of deck building I didn't talk about, but it's something you see within my decks. Going second decks like to go with board breakers. Going first decks like to have hand traps. That's going to come up with the next video because the first control deck was more trap oriented. A lot of this is just manipulation. I like to call it that. If I'm going first or second, maybe they have a really powerful deck or something, I'm going to use Super Poly. Also, if I'm forced to go first and Lunalight cannot go first, I'm going to use Epic Eradicator Virus and of course D-Barrier to just utterly shut off my opponent. This deck has a really bad time with Branded, sadly. This deck struggled against Branded when I played on it with Master Duel. My other deck kinda struggles a little bit, but now I got better. I learned a thing or two. I learned a lot with the other deck, and I'll say I'm better for it. But luckily the new support just blows Branded out. Branded's a joke with the new support. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you.